Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy last day of August. Can't believe it. It is Labor Day weekend here in the US. If you are, I'm just trying to find all my buttons while I'm doing this. So if you are watching live, drop me a comment and let me know that you're here and where you are watching from. So my name is Tina Bickford. I am the Tatted Stamper. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Here in the US. I am located in southern New Hampshire, the little tiny state. All right. So I missed last week and I apologize. I was feeling a little under the weather, and I also had an opportunity to have breakfast with my brother and his lovely wife, who I don't get a chance to see very often. Good morning, Louise and Roberta. Good morning. Thank you for joining. And Carissa, good morning. And Sandra and Anne is joining us from Central Vermont. Thank you so much for joining. And Carol is joining us from St. Augustine, Florida. Oh, bet your weather's nicer than mine today. It is the unofficial end of summer. Makes me kind of sad. Let me see. Let's see. Pamela is joining us from North Central Florida. And Lynn from Southern New Jersey, my southern neighbor. So good morning. So I had an opportunity last weekend to spend some time with my brother. We had breakfast at a local restaurant here, and I just knew that I wouldn't be back in time for the video because I got to see him. So my brother had a little bit of a health scare last year, and seems to be on a pretty good path right now. So it was really nice to see him and spend some time with him and his wife. So thank you so much for understanding. I just felt like that was where I needed to be. So now that said, thank you, Lynn. I'm glad I missed last week for that too. And oh yeah, I'm not sure where Mom and Dad are yet. Mom and Dad, are you watching? I haven't seen you pop in yet. Roberta says good morning, Mom and Dad. So you need to be popping on there. Because I missed last week, I thought, you know what, I gotta have something great to make up for it. So I think I have something pretty cool. This week. Good morning, Lisa from North Carolina. How is your weather down there? And yeah, so you all know, like, I've been doing some alternates for like the paper pumpkin kits and stuff. In the past 3 kits, I haven't done anything with the envelopes, and I just had them kind of piling up, and I thought, I got to do something with those envelopes. So the Mountain Majesties paper pumpkin kit had great, like this watercolor style envelope, and I've been kind of working with that one for right now. So you all want to see it. This is technically, I don't know that I would call it a fun fold, but it is certainly a card style that I have not seen before. I don't have a name for it. So when I, show you what the card is and stuff, maybe you guys can come up with a name for me to name this card. I don't know. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Dad. Mom. Everybody's saying good morning to you, Mom. Love you. All right, so I am gonna switch down to the desk camera as soon as I find that button. Where's the button? There we go. There. Oh, get my pencil out of the way. My desk is really dirty. I need to get another one of these mats. I just keep getting ink and glue all over it, and I clean it, and it's just terrible. Okay. So you all have seen this card that we did this card. This is actually, it's all packaged and ready for my craft fair. I am doing a craft fair in November here in my town. I'm pretty excited about it. And my friend Lou Ann, who hasn't said good morning yet, but she may join us, is going to come with me to the craft fair. So anyway, this card is what do we call this one? I think triple point card or something. This one's, I love this design. Now, I I love this card. I think it's super cool. It's easy. It's what I liked about this card. What I like about this card is that you can get two cards out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So that's you know, kind of the my goal is to try to get as many cards out of a sheet as possible. So I don't want to use one whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock just to get one card. Now I have done it, but I like getting as much out of, you know, my supplies as possible. So we made this card a while back, and I have been seeing other versions of this card online. So I've been seeing a version that looks like this online. And I thought, I mean, I like it. I like it, and I may do this one. But I thought, geez, I can do. So I can just do something like different from this, because you see this one and you see this one now, like all over Pinterest, you're seeing these. So I wanted to do something similar to this, but tatted stamper style. So yeah, yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? The what kit was this? The Daisy Daydream kit. I loved it. So let's get started. And I have some alternates to show you too. So I'm super excited about that as well. All right. So this is that envelope that I was telling you about. This is it's gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And there were 3 different colors in this kit. Grab the other one. So this is the Night of Navy, and then there was this one, petal pink. Got glue on it. Petal pink. There's glue everywhere, you guys. I don't know. I don't even know how I do it. And then Lost Lagoon. So those 3 colors. And those are gorgeous envelopes. Who wants to use these as envelopes? I don't want to use them as envelopes. I want to use them to make cards out of them. So I did. All right. So let's get started. I am going to use the Charming Day. I'm going to use the whole bundle, the Charming Day bundle. This one here. I love that. Because when you like to color, you want stamps like this, and this stamp set is perfect if you have the blends. So I'm using also the dies. So I'm going to be using both of these. And from the die set, just the dies that cut those out. Now, the die set, you guys have seen this. Any of you that follow me, we've used this one before. But it's got all of those standalone dies that you can use. The rose and a couple of like twigs and sprigs and florals and so we're going to use those, and then I'm going to use Night of Navy and Basic White. I am also going to be pulling in a new stamp set. This is one that's coming, so this is a little sneaky peeky preview. So this will be available just next week. I think it's Tuesday next week. This is actually let's see. I can't remember if this is an online exclusive or if this is. I should have looked that up before I even did this. But this is so Light and Wonder. This actually comes with. Let me show you. Hold, please. Light and Wonder. So along with the stamp set, which has really great. I love the sayings. I love the way that they're kind of curved. We're actually going to be using one of these. But there is also the dies that come. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. That from my ring light. But this has got look at all these dies. And the Northern Lights paper that has the Northern Lights. I'm not going to go through all of that because I didn't do my homework ahead of time so that I could tell you whether this was a mini catalog item or a online exclusive. Hold please, mini catalog coming out September to December. So much fun. Can't wait, can't wait. I'm just going to look really quick to see. Yeah, so it is in the mini catalog. So this is an item that you can get starting next week. And I think it's Tuesday next week that it starts. So we're going to be using that for the sentiments, and we're going to be using the Charming Day floral and all of that. And I need to grab my, put this aside. Put this stuff aside. All right, so we are also going to be using our Night of Navy ink. I'm going to use that. All right, so let's get started. Let me just put some stuff. So I am disorganized this morning, huh? Yeah. Thanks, Lynn. Yes, mini catalog item. All right. So this, our card base is going to be, this is our standard, the standard size card base in the US. It's your A2 card. So it's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So, and I also have a piece of basic white. So my basic white is going to be for the inside. This is just, I want a really narrow border. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then we'll cut the envelope down. So what we're going to do, we're going to start out the same way that we started out with the triple point. Is you're going to take one end. So this is where my card is scored here. And on one side, and at this point, it really doesn't matter which side you do. So whichever is more, if you're more comfortable working on this side here, then you do that. And if not, up here. So I'm just going to grab my pencil. This card is 5.5 inches wide this way. I want to put a mark at the halfway point. So I'm just going to line this up to the 2 3/4 inch mark because that is the halfway point. Right there. And right where that channel is, I'm just going to make a pencil mark. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here we go. All right, so line it up to the 2 3/4 and make your little, just a little pencil mark right there where the channel is. And then, now this is where our fold is. We're going to cut from that tick mark down to the score line here, and then again from that tick mark down to the score line here. So we're going to make that point, okay? This is the same exact way we did the triple point. So there, and we're going to cut from, we're going to line up our, and you guys have seen me do this too. I line up one point in my channel and I hold it with my finger so that I can rotate this, because I don't know about you guys, if you ever tried to do that and you get this side lined up and then this side comes out, it's very frustrating. So there, now we have our point. I can see that pencil mark, so I'm just going to just a quick little erase. Cool. Okay. Just set that aside for a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and just give this a good crease. All right, so we're just going to set these aside for right now, and we're going to work on our envelope. All right, so this is not the only card I'm going to get out of this envelope, so I want to cut this with some intention. So the envelope itself measures 5 3/4 inches wide. To make a card out of it, you want it to be at least, or no more than 5.5. So I'm just going to cut 1/8 of an inch off each side. That's also going to, it'll cut off that fold, so it'll open it up for me. So I'm just going to put this at 5 5/8. And I'm just going to trim that side off, that side edge. I'm going to flip it over and line it up to the 5 1/2 and trim that side off. There. So that just now opens like so. Now, while this is closed, I am also going, the section that I'm going to use is actually this front piece here. So I just want to trim this off. I'm going to trim that whole fold off. So I'm just going to line up the envelope in the channel. I line it right up with that the dark edge, and I just cut. It cuts this teeny tiniest little piece off, but it's just enough to separate those two. Okay. All right. Now this part here, I'm just going to flip this around because I want to use this part. So I want to cut from here. I want this piece. We're just going to use this like it's designer series paper. I want this piece to be 4 1/8. So line that up with 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm actually I'm looking at the design of this, and I like that this has a lot more of the darker coloring in here than it does on this edge. So I'm going to cut off of this edge. So 5 3/8. Like so. All right. Now what I did, this part right here, you don't have to do. You don't have to do this part, but you'll see why when we get to that point. But this part of the envelope right here, because we cut it at 4 1/8, we have 1/8 of an inch here. I know you can't see that very well, but where that score line is, I want that 1/8 of an inch piece. So I'm just going to line that right up at the 1/8 inch mark. Come on. Now this one is a little bit, what I'm doing with this one is I'm actually lining up, I'm looking at where that score line is here and the score line is here. The reason for that is I don't have a straight edge up here. It curves. So it will twist this way if I try to use that ledge. So I'm using the score line itself for my guide. And I'm just going to trim that off. So that's all I just want that little 1/8 of an inch. Okay. This will become another card at some point. We are done with that. Okay. So we're going to take this piece here. This is our 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to cut the triangle out. So we're going to cut at the angles. So you can do the math and I can tell you what the math is, but honestly, if you're just going to make a little mark, just fold this in half and make just a little mark right here, just a little fold like that so that you can see where to cut from. All right. The other thing that I would suggest, ask me how I know, is opposite this. So I'm going to flip this over so that my little mark is here. I'm going to write the word top up at the top. And you'll see why. Okay. All right. So let's just take our mark is right there. Like so. Line that up, trim, and then we're going to trim from our mark down to this corner. So the same thing that we did. I'm not cutting into that corner, so I'm bringing it up, cutting up and then down. Okay. So bring our card base back real quick. This is why I said measure the top, because this is a triangle, but it's not an even triangle because we cut it out of a rectangle, not a square. So now if you try to line this up, it won't line up this way. You have to try to figure it out. So it's easy. It's three different positions that it can be in, truly. But if you write the word top, then you already have, you know where the top is. So we're just going to go ahead and put this on here. Grab my glue. And does anybody have plans for this long weekend? Is anybody doing anything? Did you do anything? Okay. So I'm looking at where the top is, and I'm just going to put this right on that triangle. And I have, because the math works out, trust the math, you have even borders around that whole piece, like so. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing here. So what I want to do here is I'm actually taking these pieces and I'm going to form them in a triangle. Now let me just show you, to do this design here, this design that you're seeing, this is all you're doing. So you're taking these two pieces, or to do this one, let me grab this. To do this one here, you're taking these two pieces and you're putting them like this on the card, crisscrossing them like this and putting them on the card. To do this one, you're taking these two pieces and you're basically, from where they were here, you're flipping them upside down and you're putting them like this on the card. That's how you make that one. Easy, right? Easy. Yep. But we have to make things difficult. So we're going to take these two and I'm just going to position them like this on my table so that I know the orientation of these. Now, again, the math is going to work out. I'm going to put these on. I'm going to put this so that I've got an even border around the angle and the bottom. It will be flush with the long side here. It may overhang just a smidge. So I'm going to put that one on there, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side, like that. Okay. Let's put those on. Like so. I'll put the glue on this one while I'm at it. And I think I just realized how I get glue everywhere. I just went to put glue on there and went right off onto my table. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right, so I'm just going to put that on like so. And you should have the same 1/16 of an inch border that you have around this one. We'll do this one, same thing. Come over on this side. Ah. Hold your breath so that you get it on straight. Whew. All right, like that. So we have those. All right, let's set all of that aside for right now. I am going to get a piece of basic white that I can do some stamping on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to grab for this one, I'm going to also grab my Wink of Stella. And I am going to get my Charming Day. And we're going to stamp, I'm going to stamp both of these. I'm going to stamp them both in the Night of Navy. And I know that that's what I'm going to use blending pens. And normally you use the Memento Black to do that. But I'm a rebel. I am a rebel. So I am going to stamp it in the Night of Navy. All right, there we have both of those loaded up. Let's do the big one first. I'm just going to ink that up. And this is just a piece of scrap paper. I'm just going to put that on like that. And while that ink, before it dries, I am going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to come in and just color in some of these leaves. Yep, I know, leaves aren't blue. But they are in my world, my artsy fartsy world, they are. They are whatever color you want them to be. So this is just going to give your leaves a little bit of, it's glitter, just a little bit of color in there. Just enough, just a little hint, that's all I want. like that. One more in there. And you can go back, kind of pull in some of that ink if you want a little more color. And some of these, I try to work quickly so that that ink doesn't dry too much before I'm able to pull some of it in. Like that. There. Now I am going to ink up this little guy here and do the same thing. So I'm just going to stamp that on there and take my Wink of Stella and just blend a little bit of that in. I'll hold this up to the camera so you can see. I mean, it's messy. It's not. And then I'm actually going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to do the center of this flower like that. There. Now, it's just that little bit there. I will clean those stamps off after. Set those aside. Okay. Now I am going to grab my blending pen. So just trying to figure out what color I wanted to go with this. I really thought the Calypso Coral went well with the Night of Navy. I'll show. I don't know if it shows up as well on the camera, but I just think that looks good. Yeah, artsy fartsy, yeah. I am artsy fartsy. All right, so I'm just gonna color these flowers in now. So when I did my samples, I did a couple of different ways. I started, because I've seen some demonstrators do it one way and some do it another. Some will do it, they start with a dark and then they use the light to pull the dark ink in. I kind of struggled with that, I'm not gonna lie. So I am just doing the light first and I'm coming in with the dark. I'm just on this one doing the center, and then I'm just going to kind of pull some of that out in. I'm not doing the whole, on these, I'm not doing the whole petal. I'm leaving some of it with that single light concentration and then some of it with the dark coming out. So then we're going to come over here and do this one. I think that looks very pretty with that blue and Calypso. So this one, I'm going to do the little flower first, like so, and I'm not being real particular about it. I'm going to come in like in the center. I figured this would be dark and like kind of around some of these petals here, and then just come in with this light again and just blend some of that out like that. Do the same thing now with the big one. So I'm not even really being, I'm not being real careful. I'm trying to stay away from the line a little bit, but because this Night of Navy has, it's dried, so it's not, the navy is not blending out into the coral. So this one, the dark, come into the center, come into some of these, like the undersides of these petals, right in here, here and here. And then just kind of blend that dark out. And I'm not, the same thing here, I'm not going over all of that area that I went over first, just some of it. So you almost have like 3 degrees of color in there. There. Pretty, pretty. Like that. Good morning, Roxanne. Hey, better late than never, right? All right. So now let's just die cut these out real quick. I'm going to just pull those dies in like so. I'm just going to grab those two dies. And I'm going to grab my two little, I just have two little pieces of, I just took a Post-it and just ripped it so that I could have one for the little flower and one for the big one. So I'm just going to position this on here and take my Post-it like so, and then we'll do this one too, like so, and post it. Now clean off your mess, bring in the die cutting machine like this, and this out. All right, so I have, you guys know this by heart, you guys can tell me what I'm doing. 1, 2, one of the threes, your cardstock, and the other 3. All right, so let's roll this through. Like this. Oh, actually, I didn't even realize that. I actually have, this is a die plate from my old machine. Works in here. I'm not sure why I grabbed that, but it's there. There it is. Okay, so now I'm just going to peel these off, my little Post-its off. Get my flowers. Let's put the dies there. And we can start putting this card together. All right, just set those aside for the moment. This aside, I want to put this. All right, so I'm not gluing this in yet. I want to position this in here where I want it, or I think I want it, with the even border around all. And I'm going to close this. And I'm just going to, oops, I want to create like a little triangular area up here. So do that. Grab this. Oh my goodness, what did I do with it? Oh, there. All right, grab that and grab one of my blocks. And I'm gonna use this "May Your Day Be Filled With." And I'm just gonna ink that up with a Night of Navy. That moved around on me a bit. Just line that back up. And I'm gonna come in here and just stamp that. Now the reason I'm doing this first is because I want, oops, because I obviously I want to make sure that if I oops it and I need to flip it that I can. Okay, let's just set that aside for right now and start putting this together. All right, set that aside. I'm going to just turn, just because it's easier for me to do it this way, I'm turning it so that the point is towards me. And I am going to take these 2 triangles, or these, well, they are triangles, but they're going to make a bigger triangle this way. I'm going to position them this way. I do want to trim just the little top tip off of there. It makes it easier for this card, for these two, for it to close. And you can actually see it. Let me just see if I can zoom down so you can actually see. Let me zoom in on it. Maybe if I zoom, it's a little bit easier. Okay, so you can actually see that how the paper from the envelope only goes up to a certain point, and then the navy goes just beyond it. That's the part that I'm taking off. I'm not really cutting the designer series or the envelope part of it at all. So I'm just taking that little tip off right there. Okay. All right. I am going to take this card, point down to me. I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to just open up the card and position them so that they are even with the bottom. They line up with the bottom. and the corners, just like that. Close the card. I'm going to put Post-its here, like that, and one over here like this. Couple of reasons. For starters, it holds the two bottom triangles in place on this back part. And when I flip this open, it exposes the area that I'm going to put glue. So I'm just going to come in here and put my glue. Not a lot. You do not need a lot, and you don't want it squeezing out onto the inside of your card. So really light layer there. And then just, oops, close your card. I just knocked the block down, stamped down with this on it. So now I have this image on my desk. Good thing I like the image. So there, let's just remove our Post-it notes, and we have a card that looks like this. Now we're going to put our inside in. Just like that. I'm just going to, you know what? I'm not going to glue it in yet. Let me just stamp the other word that I want. So I want the word magic from this set. Grab that, pop that on a block. Let's ink that up. And now with this in place, I want the word magic. I want to make sure that the word magic, when I stamp it, it's not going to show on any of the open areas. So I just want to make sure that I'm lining it up. Stamp it. Is it straight enough? It sure is. I'm fine with that. And then when I close the card, that's what you got. Okay, now I can glue this to the inside. And what I like about this, well, for starters, I really like it. And so now you guys have like a little preview of what the card's actually going to look like. You all can start thinking of names. What do I name this card? Name it. Looks kind of like an hourglass here, but I don't know. So I'm just put that right in there, like so. Now you guys remember I cut that little 1/8 inch piece here. This is because I didn't like the way this looked on the inside. If you don't mind this look, you know, it's the mechanics of the card. If you don't mind that, then you don't have to do this part. I'm going to just glue this right in here. It hides that and makes it look decorative, and it brings the outside designer series paper to the inside. So I'm not even cutting this to any length, any specific length, because I'll just trim it off after. So just a little bit of glue there along that whole thing. And where I'm starting with this one, let me zoom in again so you can see. I'm going to zoom in there. So where I'm starting is right where I cut the tips off. Oh, it changed color when I put my hand in there. Right where I cut the tips off, don't go up to the score line. If you go up to the score line, then it's going to crumple when you close your card. You don't want that. So just like that. Zoom back out so you can see that. Like so. And then I'm just going to come here and trim that off. Right there. Just trim it off. Nice and even. Looks good. Hidden. Now what I did on the other, on the samples that I'm going to show you, and I should have done here, I've already put that stuff away, is I actually took one of these to match, and I put one of these on the inside. And I will do this for this card. And I'll post pictures of all of the alternates on my Facebook page. All right, so now we're going to close this. I'm going to grab the dimensionals, because is a card even really a card without dimensionals? I mean, let's be honest. All right, let's put, yes, it is. A card is a card as long as it's handmade and made with love. Every card. I'm just going to pop a bunch on there and take those backings off. I didn't color this one, so I'm, yep, all those. And I'm just going to place this just maybe about here, like that. So it's contained mostly in that first triangle there. And then this one, I'm going to put here. And the position of it, you know, will determine where I'm going to put the dimensionals. I'm not going to worry about getting a dimensional too close to here. I do like the idea of it popping up a little bit over the card. If you don't want to, you know, you can put yours anywhere you want. But I like that. So I want to make sure I don't get too close to that edge or this edge. But I can put them all over here. And I'll put one there. So we'll just take those backings off there. Like that. And then I'm just going to position that one on there. Now you can overlap them. You can tuck it under, you know, do whatever makes you happy. Like that. There. And that, now you can add embellishments. I haven't added embellishments to any of my cards yet. Let's go ahead and do that because I have, let's see. We used Calypso Coral. We don't have that one, but let's just use some of these polished dots. And I'm just going to go, because I like the way these just kind of look like, I don't know, they just kind of look like water droplets, I guess. That one there, and there, and then a small one up here, like that, there. Like that, like so. So there. Another option for that same, it's the same cut. Look at what you can do with just doing that cut. So you can make your card like this, the triple point. You can make this version of the triple point, or you can do it tatted stamper style. All right, let me show you the alternate. So I kind of went crazy with this, using this envelope. I have to use those envelopes up. So I am using all of my Mountain Majesties envelopes like this. All right, so grab those. All right, this one, so that's the one that we did. Let's just put that one over there. Thank you, Roberta. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, I love the Charming Day. Love these flowers. So this one I did hay, and this is the same. I know you can't see it very well. This is that same. It's the envelope. It's just the orange one. Happy birthday. And this is where I put that one in there like that. Now this one, I may reposition this because now that I'm looking at like where I did the blends for this one for the leaves, I really don't like the way that's, you know, that sticks up and you can see the back. So I'll probably move that around a little bit. Like that one. And then I did this one here. This is the same. I did just that using that wink of Stella for that little tiny bit. This I used the Secret C. Same thing, may a day be filled with magic. And this one I did the two different colors on the word magic. May a day be filled with magic. And then I did the Lost Lagoon. So this is the Lost Lagoon with the Berry Burst. May your day be filled with love. That one there. And then I did, you can do it this way, but then the same card, you can also do it this way. Hey, thanks for being you. And I put that right up at the top there. So there's that one. What is going, did I move this camera? Oh my goodness. There there and that one. And I'm also working on this one. Maybe we'll do this one next week. So this is basically the same thing. Instead of taking your card and cutting it, a horizontal card, and cutting your diagonal, your diagonal cuts, I did one that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and did the same diagonal cuts here. So I've got to just, this is the one I'm working on right now, like this. So Roxy says she's done a similar card and the group of ladies called it a this way, that way. Oh, I kind of like that. A this way, that way. But I don't know if I call it that, if you guys have already called it that. But I do like that name. All right. Well, there are all of the cards. That is your, and I'll just put that other one in there so that you can see that one like that, like there. You can see that one. And I'll post pictures. I've got a couple more alternates that I'm working on. So I'll post pictures of all of these over on my Facebook page. I love the design idea. Yes, you can. Yes, Roxanne, you can go with lots of different, like I would like to do, yeah, you like this one, Anne? Yeah, so do I. I like this one, how it looks like these smaller trees are actually climbing up a hillside. That's kind of, that was the direction I was going with that one. But yeah, and this one, I think I'll stamp a sentiment on the bottom, and we'll see. I don't know, there's plenty of room to write on the inside of all of these, as you want to be careful. Like if you can sign up here, but there's plenty of room to write on these. So I really like this design. Yay. Mirrored triangles. Oh, Louise, I like that one. I like that one. Mirrored triangles, inverted triangle. I love those. Oh, it's not an official name. Okay, well, a this way, that way card. A this way, that way. I love it. All right, so I'll figure that out. I'm gonna choose, maybe I'll have my husband choose from those three, between the this way, that way, and the mirrored triangles and the inverted triangle. I am loving those names, all of them. Cool. All right, let me just flip back to me. Yay, here I am. Yay. Gosh, I hope you guys liked this card. I was so excited when I kind of put this together. And I thought the same thing, like you could go so many different ways with that. Like this one here, even the one that's this way. You can do a design this way with that. I was thinking one of those the birthday cake kit, the newest online kit, from August. I like that you could put like a really tall element in here, and so I'm going to give this a play, and I think that I'll probably, the one that I did with the trees, I'll probably do a version of that for next week, because you guys, I still have envelopes to use. I have all of the ones from the August kit with the strawberries. I don't think that one would look great for this one, but I have also the one, the floral, the ones with the florals, the envelopes that have all of the diagonals. So I'm gonna do the diamond. It has, like the diamond shape on it. So I'm gonna try to do one of the tall ones using those cards. I can't wait. So I'm gonna have a play with this card. I'm gonna post all of the alternates along over on my Facebook page. So I haven't done the description of this video yet, because I was just having a ball playing with this card. So I'll get the description all set after I end this. It'll have links to my Facebook page, links to all of my stuff, and what else? All of the products that I used here. I'll have, a list of all of the products that I used. And when I post, if you guys don't follow me over on Facebook, you really should follow me on Facebook. I don't post a lot of stuff, but I do post the alternates for when I make all of the alternates. And I absolutely encourage every single one of you, if you make any of these cards and you want to post a picture of your card on my, when I post this, if you want to add a comment and post a picture of your card, man, I would love to see them. I love that I am inspiring people to make more cards because I just love doing it myself. And if you want to share your design with me and the other people that follow me, that would be amazing. So if you don't already follow me on Facebook, go ahead over and follow me on Facebook. It's the Tatted Stamper. You can find me if you just search for the Tatted Stamper. In any of my videos, there's a link to that Facebook page. So you can just give my page a follow and you'll see all of the alternates. Yay. And yeah, if you're watching this YouTube video, if you come back and watch the replay, leave me a comment and let me know that you're watching the replay. Let me know if you love this card. And Roxanne, I actually have, so I do have Instagram. So, all right, let me just tell you, I have Instagram, but I'm not very good with it. So I'm still learning. I got to figure that one out. So you can follow me over on Instagram. I have, I'll post pictures over there. I will be so much better about it, I promise. Yeah, so I'll do that. And you can post your pictures over there on my Facebook page if you follow me on Facebook. And yeah, I want to see your cards. I want to see your cards. So I am, wait a minute. Oh, Roberta is asking, how do I adhere elements to smooth glitter paper? Let me see. Smooth glitter paper? I think that I would use, honestly, I think that I would use the multi-purpose liquid glue. And what I would do is make little dots on the glitter paper first where I want the little elements to go. And then I would let that dry just a little bit so that it's a little bit tacky, and then I would put that on. That's how I would do it. Actually, maybe I can make some of these with some glitter paper and give that a shot. Another really good thing with the glitter paper, when you're using glitter paper or shimmer paper, obviously dimensionals. Dimensionals will work every single time. Love it. Love it. Love it. Roberta, thank you. I am passionate about card making. I love it. Yes. Sue, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining and spending your Sunday morning with me. I appreciate all of you more than you know. I will have the description of this video done shortly after I end the video. And I hope you all have a great day and you come back next week and watch the next show. Okay. Have a wonderful last hurrah, summer hurrah, and enjoy the rest of your weekend and what's left of summer, and have a great week. And I will see you all next